I wake up, thank the man, and get back to the money. Make it jump, they try to hang like I came with a bungee. Nowadays, to fight the pain, I'm smoking kush while I drink. They got my mans in the cage, he wash his drawers in the sink. And I made something out of nothing, nigga. Is you bout it, is you bluffing, nigga? We ain't rocking with no
Fellas. How y'all doing today, man?
Peace and love, brother.
Boy King Trav, me and Nell here.
Man himself.
The first installment of a No Label Convo with, and of course our guy King Trav gotta be the first one.
How about it, man? Peace, man. I appreciate y'all for having me, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt, bro.
Most definitely.
So how you been?
Alive, well, you know. Better than some, worse than others, but I'm here. I can't complain.
I feel
I can't complain, bro.
So, why are we here today on this Saturday, February 15th? Why are we here today speaking to you?
First and foremost, I'm here on the, great behalf of you two gentlemen and the release of my recent EP,
Okay.
Humble Pie.
Okay.
Clap it up for that.
Congrats, bro.
Humble Pie, what is that? Tell me about what that title mean, Humble Pie.
Honestly, the title came from a feeling, you know what I'm saying? And just remembering my childhood, every now and again, you're gonna have to enjoy yourself a slice of that humble pie. While creating my music and going through everything, I felt like it just fit. So, you know what I mean? That's what I ran with. And honestly, man, I've been enjoying a little bit of humble pie myself. So shit, it just worked.
So humble pie as in it's gonna take you back down to earth, make you more grounded. Like say you're on a certain high, you take a hit, that's humbling you. Is that what you mean?
In a sense, and more so of it's more so of the thought that of everything I'm going through at the time.
Yeah,
it's bringing me back to way before I was where I was at. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just like shit. If you would review, why you remain humble. You know what I mean? And man, you can't never forget where you come from. Never forget where you come from. And
I've known you for a long time. I had the pleasure. We met at Shorty's. So
Shorty's.
I've seen your journey, and I'll always say I'm definitely amazed by your transformation and stuff like that. So, what's one thing that allowed you to remain humble as throughout life's ups and downs?
Honestly, I'm gonna use myself as the example because I was tough growing up, bro. I went through it, you know what I mean? Streets, a little bit of the systems and all, you know what I'm saying? So I got to see people count me out early off, you know what I mean? And I remember how that made me
so
feel.
during this time, you were already still making music?
What do you mean?
So during this time, you said you were in the streets and you had your humble beginnings. Were you making music then as well?
Yeah, man, I've been making music my entire life, to be 100% honest with you. I've been a musician since about the age of 3.5. Started playing the piano early on, I was real big on the piano, started taking lessons and stuff. Had to learn my theory and the alphabet early.
Hold on, what's the theory? I'm not a music.
Music theory is basically the science to music that makes it what it actually is.
Scales, melodies.
It's the formulas.
Okay.
It's the formulas, timing, There's a bit of history there's a bunch of history that goes with music, but it is timeless and is conceptual. That's why it'll always be timeless. Yep.
You were doing that performing arts here in Buffalo, right?
Briefly, yes, I was. I did 4 years at performing arts. I played in
What grade? What grade you start and what grade you leave?
5th grade to 8th grade.
Oh, so you didn't go there for high school?
No, I didn't go there for high school. I went to a couple of high schools.
Why is that?
Man, I got kicked out of one high school for a fight. I got kicked out of another high school because they said I was doing this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings, bro. Humble beginnings.
So do you touch on those in the project? And how many tracks are on the EP?
I've got 6 tracks on this EP.
So 6 tracks.
Yeah,
so do you touch on those humble beginnings? I'm assuming in All of the tracks, or a couple of them, maybe?
A couple of them. Yeah, there's one in specific where I do a little bit more reflecting and I'm thinking more to myself out loud, you know what I mean? The name of the track is Rain. I think it's about number four on the track list.
Track 4.
Rain, yeah. I'm talking about, you know what I mean, some of the things I've seen and the way they've made me feel and why I'm cut like I am, you know what I mean? But I didn't really get into too much of anything just yet. Like, this is just a taste for the people, you know what I'm saying? I'm just
So by you saying that, I'm
thoughts.
assuming you got some more, you got another project coming in the next couple months.
I'm not gonna give y'all all the scoop or all of the beans, but what I'm gonna say is...
But it doesn't stop here for 2020.
Oh my God.
It doesn't stop here.
Like, I'll humbly say, you know what I'm saying, that this is like not even the beginning. Like, you know what I'm saying?
On phone.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. We're about to get into it.
We're looking forward to it. So, what would you say is like, what's one takeaway you want people to take from this EP?
This project, I also want to throw out there the fact that, you know what I mean, I am not just a rapper. I spoke about me playing the piano as well. And the song that I just told you guys about, Rain, that one means a little bit more to me as well because I get to show my my thoughts and vibes on production as well. So
You do your own production?
yes, there is in-house production that takes place.
Dope.
Yeah, this is an in-house project.
So this EP is entirely produced by you and...
Not
was another
entirely. I've got, you know what I'm saying, my cousin, Ease on the track. Shouts out to my, you know what I'm saying, my slime, you feel me?
Shout him out.
I've got another legend, you know what I mean, Camo Monk. He produced on this track as well. He's got the
That's the one
Deion
you
Sanders.
released the video
we
for.
did the video for it.
Go get that on YouTube. King
Shouts
Trav,
out my
Deion
nigga
Sanders.
Monk, man. Yeah, definitely. Yup, he lobbed that one to me, and I can't be nothing but grateful for it. You know what I mean? Appreciative, decent dude. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much black and white. You know.
Good cat.
Yup. Great. But besides that, yeah, this is all. These are not YouTube beats. I am not the YouTube rapper, y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
ASAP Rocky type beats.
Not the type. Yeah, no, this is not a type beat project. Nope.
So you said you started out 3.5, you said, getting into music.
3.5.
So growing up, what were some of the influences you had, like all genres as far as artists, certain songs that might be some of your favorite? We could do artists first, though. Like, who were the artists that influenced you?
First, I thank my mother, and I can't thank her enough, but she instilled some of the best culturing possible in a black child, you know what I'm saying?
Shouts out to Mom Dukes.
You feel me? Duke Ellington. That was one of the first books I remember getting. And with me learning how to do my scaling and my music theory, I had to learn the alphabet early. So I was also an accelerated reader when it came to, you know what I mean, class time, when everybody was taking a nap. I was jive reading and stuff like that, you know, which was pretty dope. But with this at the same time, there was a book on Duke Ellington that I got to study around that time. And I was really big on Duke Ellington, Sammy Davis, Miles Davis, you know what I'm saying? Like, the greats, Curtis Mayfield, Isaac Hayes, you know what I mean?
Curtis.
Yeah, like
Curtis.
I'm a 90s kid, but I'm really like that 90s kid, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on that cusp of two-ways and pagers, iPhones and tablets, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember spinning the dial on the phone at my great grandmother's house, you know what I mean?
I talked about that with my friends before. Like, I feel like we like grew up or were raised in a good time period to where we got to see both.
Yeah, you get to remember before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? Like, furthermore, like my upbringing, like I was raised by folks that were older, and like my family is from the South as well, you know what I mean? So,
Where at?
Alabama.
Yeah, I got family in Alabama too.
Alabama. I've got some family down in Michigan. Geez, man, we got family in Georgia. I got family in Texas. Yeah, I got family in Texas, man. Baltimore. You know what I mean? My
I actually have a family reunion in Baltimore this summer.
My grandfather from damn St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? I got family everywhere in the South. You know, so a lot of my roots are like, you know what I mean, Southern, more Southern. So like I'm big on Southern hospitality and mannerisms, principles, morality, stuff like that. You know what I mean? That was shit. You couldn't get anything without having that growing up around me. So you know what I mean? That's why I just take to it the way I do. But really big on like the classics. You know what I mean? Not so much the radio stuff right now. Not to say it's not pleasing or good music, but shit, my great grandfather was 80 something when he passed. That's who I spent a good majority of my time with. My father's in his 50s. I spent a good majority of my time with him, you know what I'm saying? So for me to be listening to Method Man or a Tribe Called Quest or Sammy Davis is like every other day, you know what I'm saying? It was either that or I'm with my mother and she got something else going, you know what I'm saying? She was big in the church too, so you know, I'd listen to gospel music. You know what I mean? Music is music, no matter what it is. A good song is a good song.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
You spoke on having like listening to artists like Duke Ellington and like Curtis Mayfield early. As for a young cat, for like being that young, listening to like you gotta have a certain mind that helps you develop a little bit. And you talked about reading and stuff like.
Yeah.
What do you think is some things that like artists necessarily don't, who come from like a street background, who have that street influence, they don't show their intelligence always in the most conventional ways? Well, what do you think about that stereotype that most like street artists, they not the brightest?
I'll tell you what. Growing up in my community, you know what I'm saying? Being too smart could get you picked on. Oh, you a geek, you a nerd, you feel me?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So most folks didn't want to exemplify the fact that they had intelligence. Whereas I was taught to take pride in the fact that I knew better. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know better, you can do better. Okay. And
just being yourself. If you're naturally intelligent, just show that. You don't gotta hide that.
It's just who I am, you know what I'm saying? And I never looked to tell someone I'm smarter than them or I think better than them or anything like that. I was raised better than them or nothing like that. Shit, I felt as if we all were put around each other to learn together. So, as an artist from the streets, I try to, you know what I'm saying, teach my homies, my big homies, my youth, you know what I'm saying, my peers and stuff like shit. It's more to life. It's more to the world than this strip of the east side of Buffalo. Like it's way more to everything than what you know. And you know what I'm saying? It's never nothing wrong with striving for more, wanting more, learning. You know what I'm saying? Understanding shit. If you ain't learning, you ain't living, bruh. So you feel me? Like I try to wake up every day and learn something new, whether it be from an article I'm reading, a person I'm talking to. You never know who's who, bruh.
That's the same mentality I take as well.
So you can't, you know what I mean? It's not like possible for a person to just walk past you. Oh, he got dreadlocks. I'ma just keep it pushing. I don't know, dude, but he black, locks, you know what I'm saying?
I don't mean to interrupt you, but so I said that's a mentality I've recently established as well, but like I said recently, so I say the past year or two. At what age did you start to establish that mentality of just wanting to gain knowledge all the time, no matter the setting, no matter where it came from? So at what time period in your life would you say?
When I was getting into probably like the most trouble, when I started getting into the most trouble in my life, like 13, 14, 15, you know what I'm saying? Like, it stuck with me then, but I knew I was supposed to be picking game up as a kid, like 4 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, in a house, like, you know what I mean? My father used to say things that would stick to me, you know what I'm saying? If you would lie, you would steal, and if you would steal, you would cheat. In this world, there's only a few things you have, your balls and your word, you know what I'm saying?
Right, and your name.
Certain things you stand on, you know what I'm saying? As a man, it's just certain shit you don't do. That's certain things.
And that's something that this generation is missing a lot.
Yeah.
That's what stuck out to me when the title of your EP, Humble Pie. I think of a lot of the clout chasing, a lot of that internet doing things for the attention, for the glamour. And it's like a lot of them people haven't been served that piece of humble pie yet.
Yeah, no, another big lesson that I got was, man, everybody's business is nobody's business. and nobody's business is everybody's business, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's real rap, bro. You never supposed to let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. So like for all, and this is not directed towards anyone in specific, but like our generation as a whole, we've come to a point where we just like negate what was given to us from the jump. Let's like we ignore what's real.
Yeah.
We ignore what's right, but we chasing what's going on, like you said, for the clout, for the likes,
to be seen, for that temporary moment.
It was never to be seen. Whatever was done around me was to, you know what I'm saying, change the circumstance and or situation. You feel me? So it was never that type of party, bruh. You know what I mean?
At what age did you start taking? You knew you started taking the music serious.
That's a gray area for me because like I was saying at like 13, 14, 15, I was getting into a little bit more of like the streets. I was always an outside kid. I played sports my entire life.
What sports you play?
Football, basketball, a little bit of baseball.
Yeah, I heard you weren't too good though.
Oh man, I'm weak.
I heard you wasn't too good.
If you was around and you got to play with me, then you know who I am. I ain't gonna lie and fake the funk.
You too about to Gloria J?
Not so much. I did get a little bit of running at the J. You know what I mean? But I was a neighborhood kid.
The J is the JFK.
No, see, you say that because you got like downtown roots, but I'm an uptown nigga.
That's
so
the J.
The J is the Gloria J.
We had this argument too many times.
Like, what's wrong with these down the way kids, man? I tell you what, my city is separated by the water lines. Like downtown kids get some sort of water, uptown kids get a different kind of water.
What you trying to say?
Man, they putting a little bit more fluoride in y'all shit. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Nah, you wildin'. Nah.
It's a little bit more fluoride going downtown.
I used to be wildin' uptown. We wasn't with none of that nonsense, bro. We was playing sports and getting money. That's it.
You trying to say like uptowns wasn't playing? We wasn't playing sports and getting money uptown.
Yo, no funny. If like down the way, if we like accumulated or got together, not accumulated, curated. If we curated like a team for basketball and football, bro, we would run through Buffalo. Like my generation.
I don't.
Like I say, so. Like class 2011 to class of 2014.
So. The JFK never was on shit. Y'all wasn't never on shit. Y'all never came and beat the Buffalo Vets. I played for the Vets, bro.
I didn't play for the J though in football.
And
I'm talking about the people that lived in the neighborhood. Because I played for the Cowboys and we used to watch the Vets all the time.
Man,
we did.
I never lost, bro. I got seasons undefeated, bro. That shit don't apply to me.
When I was on the Cowboys, we beat the Vets every year.
We talk about the humble pie, bro. I don't want to get into too much sports politics. You know what I mean, man?
You're right. I mean, it's part of your background though, so we got to cover that.
Have a son. I'm gonna have a son. They gonna run head up. They gonna see. You know what I mean?
I don't believe in tackle alley.
See, that's how I know you wasn't something like
at what point in the game are you gonna have to get up off your back and try and run somebody over? That's never gonna happen.
Get in between the tackles.
So it's pointless, huh?
Get in between the tackles. You right.
But why am I getting up off my back, Nelson? All right, back to the humble pie, man.
Humble pie, man.
So what was the original question I had?
It was at what age did you start taking serious? You started speaking around 14.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like around that time, I was getting out of sports a little more and into the world, if so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I was going up to the field, but it wasn't to play anymore. Mm-hmm. Like we didn't have games anymore. You know what I'm saying? It was a little bit of other stuff going on, and at that point, you know, shit, I was already musically versed. Rapping came like natural, you know what I'm saying? I was a drummer as well, so like rhythm, patterns, you know what I'm saying? That's what rap is.
It's in your blood.
You know what I'm saying? Rhythm and poetry. That's, you know what I mean? That's just, it's in me. Either it's in you or it ain't. You can't go to the store, like, you know, let me get some of that Flavor RX Super Slash Slapmaster 9000.
Nah, but you can develop it. You can develop it if you work on it enough.
You can develop it, but you can't teach creativity. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think most people. I think everybody's creative.
All right. Let's do it like this. I'm not getting stuck on sports, but I'm gonna use it for an analogy.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan, right?
Mm-hmm.
straight fundamentals. You can teach him all the fundamentals in the game, and that's exactly what he's going to give you. These newer generation players, you know what I'm saying? Little to no fundamentals, but they can do any and everything they want. Off the walls, behind their backs, you know what I'm saying? All types of cool stuff. Now, does that take away from who Tim is?
Nah.
But do you take away from that creativity,
players,
though? Exactly. There's a difference in everyone, but you can't take away from someone's creativity. Is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Fundamentally speaking, like, yeah, you can get a book and write and practice your rhymes all day. But if you're just practicing rhymes and you don't have any subject matter, you don't have any real experience you've been through, you don't have anything that's relatable, familiar, it's like, it's just good rhymes. It sounds good, you know what I mean? But how can the people relate to it? How can the people feel it? You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? I take pride in my creativity because I'm different. A lot of people think I'm crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because
you are low-key, though.
It's only because I've been so many different places that other people haven't. So it's unfamiliar. And people, you know what I'm saying, neglect and they reject stuff that isn't familiar. Mm-hmm. Because it's outside of that comfort zone. Closed-mindedness. And that's another thing that has kept me humble. The fact that so many people counted me out early on, but never took that time to know me, never gave me that chance to grow as a person, you know what I mean? And I don't fault them for it, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody sees things and learns and grows at their own pace. So as a human, I respectfully have to allow them to grow through and learn through whatever it is that they got going on in their universe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's something that we talked about earlier in the week.
Word, bro, because my world ain't your world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah, there isn't a reason why our worlds can't coexist. You feel me?
Or if we just as men can be able to have a conversation and get to know each other.
Words, they're free. They can cost, but time is so expensive. You know what I'm saying? You can't pay for it.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean?
And that just comes, not to cut you off, and that just comes with the morals part you was talking about too, just being a man, you know, respecting other people, and that, like you just said, time costs. So like just being a man and respecting somebody else's time and not wanting to waste it.
Yeah. And I say like, one thing through that journey of just taking the music serious and like on No Label, we always advocate for independence. And seeing you, I know you got your in-house production, like, from my understanding, like, you're not signed to anyone, correct?
No, I am not. I'm signed. Technically, I'm registered to myself as a independent artist, recording artist, working on my publishing and stuff like that for myself as well. Like, that's technically, everything is in-house.
Sit up.
I've recently worked with a few different people that are creatively directing and engaging with me to, you know what I'm saying, help me travel some uncharted lands for myself as of, you know what I'm saying, right now. But like, this is all me. This is raw. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going out, I'm finding the graphic designers, the videographers. I'm sitting down writing my emails, talking to everybody. Right. I'm setting up my bank accounts for everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
how important is that to you?
Man, it's vital. For one, it's allowing me to take control of my life and my destiny. Right. First and foremost, it's giving me the opportunity for me to chase my own freedoms, right? And at the same time, I'm reassuring myself like, yo, it's possible for anybody to become anything they want. You know what I mean? All you got to do is get up and go get it. So.
But do you feel like having to wear all of those hats all the time takes away from you being able to, the amount of time you're able to just focus on the art and focus on the music, and kind of might take away from your creativity because you're doing so much?
Honestly, it can become overwhelming. I don't allow it to. I try not to think so much into it, you know what I mean? I do everything out of love. Like, I love music. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't do it for no cash cow, no payday. I do it because it's fun. I love what I create, and the people around me happen to like it. I move people, I inspire people, so like, why wouldn't I, you know? as a musician, I've learned a saying: art for art's sake. If you don't, you know what I mean, share your share of the world's goods, it's like robbing the world, you know what I mean? And karmatically and cosmically, I don't really want to disturb the universe or whatever they got going on for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep making this music, bro, you know? That's what the universe has opened up to me, so that's what I'm running with.
Yeah, we can see that. And like, you told your story before we got started. You told your story how you met your cousin. He's helping out and building that team.
That team, yeah.
The universe conspired in your favor, my
Shouts out, bro, on the camera.
Man, shouts out to the shooters, you know.
Shouts out to my guy Mike too.
Most definitely, yeah, man. The universe is a beautiful thing. It'll show you lessons and it'll put things in front of you. But, you know, you may not always catch on to it when it's time to, you know. You know, you might not, as soon as it's in your face, you might not really recognize it. Like I'm saying, that unfamiliarity, you might be rejecting it. Like, nah, I don't know. But shit, man, the only bad shot is the one you don't take. So, you feel me? If you don't go ahead and throw that joint up, you'll never really know.
Kobe, man.
Man, long live the beam, bro. Long live the Black Mamba. I watched Kobe play at number 8, number 24 with the fro, went bald, like, you know what I'm saying? I stayed up late on school nights. I'm on the cheese bus, nodding off on the cheese bus time because my boy had a
on
game.
The West Coast games, bro, like 10:30.
Yeah, it's a time difference over here in New York. We in Buffalo, New York. By the way, shouts out to Buffalo, Queen City. It's snow on the ground right now. It's cold outside.
Bro, I'm mad I wear sneakers, bro. I should have worn boots.
Man, I got these
freezing outside.
I got on some Timberlands, snow beaters. You better get you a pair, you know. You better quit playing. Nah, you know you got you some boots, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know why you playing like you ain't been living here all 27 years
it didn't look like
it
was that much snow outside, which it wasn't.
It wasn't.
But it's cold.
It's cold. You can't escape that wind chill.
That's a fact. And that's one thing I think people forget about our city, like, that's what creates our sound. We hear people like Wes, Conway, Benny, even Humble Pie. Like, you can hear that grind, that how the environment has shaped our sound.
It's friction. It's a
Yeah.
lot of friction. Yeah, man. Shouts out to the campaign, man. Griselda, you know what I mean? BSF, man.
Kings in New York right now, man. Kings in New York.
Benny, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Conway, you know what I'm saying? Conway is damn near the fucking illest of ever. You know
I sit on the pod before that. Conway is my favorite in the group, bro.
Out of the group,
Kicking down doors.
it's between Conway and West for me.
Yeah.
It's between Conway and West. They just give me so many different.
Like overall, because West got the fashion, his creativity is on a whole different level.
I'm still stuck on the art form. I don't know if it's many artists doing it like the man Conway be doing it though. Like his versatility, you know what I'm saying? So many different styles. Like he gonna give you that radio bop every now and again. He gonna give you something for the ladies.
Half of it.
He gonna give you something for himself. He gonna give you something for the struggle. You know what I mean? Not to say that
I think that's all
West
three of them, though.
Yeah, not to say that West doesn't, not to say that Benny doesn't, but like Conway stuck to me early. You know what I mean? Early on in the process, and he's consistent with it, as they all are. Kudos to all them boys, man. I hit the gym, man, and I get my money to the Griselda.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's gonna make you move,
quick question,
bro.
though. What do you think is Conway's best verse?
Best verse?
Because I have one in mind. I just want to see if you're gonna say that one. Because I believe we talked about this before.
What'd he say?
Conway's
Man, I can't even say a best verse. He's got so many that are just like top tier. Like that's another best verse.
Yeah,
I feel as if Conway has a zone he's in when he writes that caliber of rap, and that zone is just like shit. It's whenever he go there, bro. You know what I mean? So. And that's what all of them know. Everybody snap in their own form or fashion. You feel me? Wes is technically, in my opinion, the wild card. You never know what you're gonna get with Wes. I remember listening to some shit not too long ago, waiting for Cuz to come on and tell me about some new drip or some new drop, and this nigga ain't even rap, okay? And I respected it, you feel me? Gangster, nigga, I ain't gotta say nothing, nigga, the money talking, you feel me? I respect it, bro, you know what I mean?
Got to, because they definitely got it out the mud.
Benny would do a song with a legend like Pusha T and make Push work, you feel me? So it's like,
18-wheeler. Yeah, let's talk about it.
It's hard to say, but like, man, shouts out to the campaign, Zelda. Shouts out to Big Ump, my big Ump, Dread. Dread is the big homie. You
Shout him out.
You know what I'm saying? He's got a lot of the vision, a lot of the direction. He's constantly dropped gems, encouragement, support. You know what I mean? He's poured into me, you feel me? He really care about the youth.
As an OG should too.
And that's a real big homie. We need more
like that. Yeah, that's a real big homie. Facts.
Like shit, it have been times, you know, I'm in between things, you know, shit. I need a cut. I gotta get myself together. I got something going on at school, or I gotta go down a corridor. You know what I mean? Man, shit. You know, show love. You know, I fuck up on something like, man, I don't think I did this right. He ain't gonna sugarcoat it. He gonna let you know like you dropped the fucking ball, G.
Yeah.
And at the same time, he gonna walk you through picking it up though. You know what I'm saying? So that's just like a man.
Yeah, we in Buffalo.
Shouts out to man.
Yeah,
shouts out to him.
We're lucky enough to Griselda is like they pushed in uncharted territories for Buffalo rappers,
right?
Artists. We're lucky enough to like have OGs like that. Do you think that's a missing element with we see in music today? Is like the OG.
I think that's the missing element with our generation, with society, not just music, but with life. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to have them big homies there to tell us, like, nah, man, it's a way you do this and it's a way you do that. You know what I'm saying? There's a million ways to skin a cat. Now, out of desperation and hunger, you feel me, we going and doing whatever, you feel me? And it don't have to be like that. You know what I'm saying? There's a way to do everything. I feel as if older heads are supposed to pour into us and show us a little bit more etiquette, decency, compassion, you know what I'm saying? Especially when they're in a position to do for us what they wish somebody would have done for them, you know what I mean? So it's like, if you don't take that time out to show that love, it's like, shit, why are you where you are?
It also depends on the delivery too, because sometimes they could be telling you some good shit and give you some good game, but their delivery with it just isn't something that's
not clear.
At 14 or 15 is going to want to hear or be able to soak in, because they just going, because we're closed-minded at that age, so they just going shut it off.
But you know, man, a little bit of time, communication. I feel as if communication is key in any relationship. You know what I'm saying? All relationships you're going to have to communicate. Articulate communication, honest communication, and with the intention of just genuine growth and progression. You know what I mean?
Just being a pure
peace,
soul.
love, and prosperity. That's something that I'm big on. You feel me? That's what I try to generate. So that's what I look to receive. I don't look for negative. You know what I'm saying? If I come across it, I know how to deal with it. I've been there before. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the goal. That's not what I wake up and do. You know what I mean? But big homies are vital in their lives, man. Kids need their fathers, man. Put these guns down, go get you some boxing gloves and get knocked out like your daddy used to. You know what I mean? Word, I come from that era.
That's another thing. The kids of this generation, they never really got nobody showed them how to fight pretty much. You know what I mean? Everybody just running to the gun.
And you know, it's a lot that plays into that. Single mother households and child support beefs and prison sentences and baby mama drama. It's a lot that go into it. You know what I mean? So I don't fault anyone. I feel as if everyone should try and do more though. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I'm big on
everybody just be able to inspire one person to go a long way.
I'm big on my community though, bro. I want to be able to teach my kids everything. And I'm not saying like my kids, I'm talking about the kids, because they're all ours. We're all, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to run up and be like, oh, no, well, just him. They're going to run up and talk about everyone in the room, you know what I mean? So when it's a kid on the bus, they say it's a group of kids on the bus. They're not singling your child out. Like, it's a group of kids on that bus. I want my children to learn how to farm and feed themselves healthily. You know what I'm saying? Educate themselves. Actual trades, you know what I mean? Welding, stuff like that. Healthcare, you know what I mean? It's a real big trend on cosmetology and fashion right now, and Shit, we need to be doing all of this for our own community.
And are these things that you touch on the EP on Humble Pie? Just as far as wanting to inspire the youth, teach.
Yeah.
To an extent, true indeed.
And you have a lot of knowledge, you know, on just like a lot of different things that our people need. So like outside of music, what do you see yourself doing, and just like for the future and now, like?
As of right now, music is gonna be my platform and stepping stone to create and monetize in a fashion to where I can create these programs. I can build these buildings. You know what I'm saying? I can purchase that community so we can actually start going out and creating what it is that we need to do. You know what I'm saying? I want to do schools. Like I want to do music schools because I had such a hard time in school as a kid. Like I want to do stuff for my community. I want to teach our children how to bank within our, you know what I'm saying, within our community. And home banking, like, you know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff.
I think that's something that 21 Savage is doing right now.
It's a lot. There are a lot of people across the world that are, you know what I'm saying, exposed to resources and elements and stuff like that make it happen. And I plan on putting myself in a position to brush shoulders and pick up a gem and or, you know what I'm saying, get in tune with, you know what I mean? Like that's my goal. I want to do the stuff. You're going to be doing it
through your passion, through music.
Through music. Music isn't the end all be all for me, because no matter what, I'm a hustler. You know what I'm saying? That's in my blood. You know what I mean? Hustler by nature. And I've learned how to do everything in great fashion on paperwork so where nobody can take it from me. So, you know what I mean? I plan on working a few different businesses, brands.
Didn't you have a car shop at one point?
Not a car shop. I was helping a couple different folks of mine that had licenses and lots. Like they actually do still have some car lots. You can go over on Bailey. Bailey and Shrek right now. Go get you a wheel. They got some joints sitting over there.
When I was looking for a car, I remember you was telling me about spots though. Sure.
Man, if you need a car, let me know. I can get you a vehicle.
I'm cool right now.
There's folks around, man, I can get you a car. Whatever you thought you was going to pay, your cousin could save you a couple dollars. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm big on, man. You know what I'm saying? You see how I'm just willing to share like my resources with everyone to help everybody.
Yeah, that's how.
Because, bro, that's how it's supposed to be, man. You know what I mean?
Don't withhold the information.
Yeah. No, for what?
For what?
For what? You gotta share. You gotta be able to pass it on, bro.
Especially in the information age, where people create content.
It's amazing that you say
and
that,
because I
happen to be an Aquarius, and this is the age of the Aquarius, which subsequently ended up being the age of information. So, you know what I mean?
So
I'm really big on, you know what I'm saying, the universe, because we're all connected, you know, whether or not we want to understand or respect it, but that's a fact. We're all connected in this joint.
Who helped you like gain that trust in the universe and just able to? When did you start taking that serious? Those universal signs and like
the lessons, and I'm gonna say like literal like experiences, bro. Just certain things like you can't make it up. You can't fathom it. So many different times I'll sit up and say like, yo, I ain't talked to Dante in a minute and he done called my phone in the next 2 minutes. Or, you know what, I gotta get to my grandmother's house. I don't know how I'm gonna get there. My license suspended. This car ain't registered. But shit, my brother just called me and said he wanted to ride and kick it. And shit, take me to my grandmother's. You know what I mean? Like, the universe hears you. Whether or not you know it, whether or not you're in accordance to understand and hear and interpret what's going on.
Gotta know the signs and the symbols.
You gotta know the signs and the symbols, bruh. That's something you can't really you can't teach a person to understand what's going on around them and how the universe is moving within them. Even still, I can't say 100% what's going on in my life. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. But I have faith and I trust. I know that there are actions that I'm gonna take to ensure what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, You know, you're the master of your own fate and the captain of your own soul out here, bro.
Captain of your own ship.
It's the universe.
So you're definitely a spiritual person. Would you say you're a religious person? Do you belong to a certain religion?
I'm going to say I'm not too huge on religion.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the church. I understand church. My father was a Muslim. I used to pray with him, make a rakat.
Yeah, that's why I actually asked that question, because I know before you
know what I mean?
Touched on that. Just through conversation with me and you talk.
I really don't have too much to say on religion, because that's a touchy subject, you know what I mean? I don't want to be politically incorrect or anything, but you know,
I feel you.
I believe there is an ultimate being. I believe that there is a divine creator of all things, whether or not it's Jesus, Buddha, Allah. You know what I'm saying? It's not up to me to decide, because at the same time, you speak in a different language and you see something differently than I am.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and you just spoke on it. It's the universe. You can't tell someone else how to interpret their universe.
You can't tell someone else how to interpret their universe. So it's like, you know what I mean? I appreciate the earth because I can touch it. I watch it grow and feed me. I appreciate the waters because they keep me hydrated. They water the land, you know what I'm saying? The sun. Everything grows, you know what I mean? Like, I appreciate what's real, what's tangible. What I do know, I do have faith that there is a divine creator. I really do. Now, whether or not am I gonna sign up to identify with a group of people that say, "Oh, we gonna call him this or we gonna call him that," that's not for me, bro.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like,
I'm not.
And another thing that I'm going to say about that, because I am black, you know what I mean? As a black man, the first book your kind was able to read was a Bible. I don't know, it just seemed a little funny to me, bro. It just seemed a little funny. They didn't want us to read nothing else, but they shoving Bibles and everything. You know what I'm saying? I love you too. You know what I mean? Look, I love you. Look, love shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Just as another human being, but I don't necessarily have to agree with it. Yeah.
Chief.
All right, so getting back to the project. So I asked you your influences growing up. So during the process or the time period you were making this, how long would you say it took you? Like,
oh man,
like the tracks. Well, the tracks that are actually on the project, like
the tracks that are on the project,
first one made, last one.
Like, bruh, I produce at a rapid rate. I will literally start 6 different beats in an hour span and finish them however I choose to, whenever I choose to. Like, I can write a verse right now and won't record it until next year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to gauge, but with this Humble Pie project, I'm gonna say I put that together over like not even like a 2-month span. Like, I recorded a few songs earlier in the year that I knew I wanted to put on a project, so I already had those. And once I recorded another song,
yeah, because about a month and a half ago, me and you was kicking and you played me a couple joints that you said were gonna be on the project.
Right, and like, I recorded another song, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna stick with this name, and that's what I'm gonna go with. And I recorded the rest of that shit that weekend. It was on like a random ass Sunday at the spot, in-house, on my equipment, you know what I'm saying? My cousin was in there helping me record. I actually went to an in-house engineer, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was solely brought to you by yours truly, you know what I'm saying?
So during that 2-month span, like, what other music were you listening to that you think could have influenced the project or your mindset while making it during your creativity process?
Honestly, I tried to listen to my older music and see where it was that I was going with it. I listened at the music that I had recently recorded, where I was with that, and where it was I was trying to go was just like, I don't know. I can't really say like I was listening to too much of anything, but on a regular basis, I listen to a lot of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of everything, bro. I listen to a lot of music. I I can't say, bro. I listen to a lot of music. I still listen to Biggie like you hear. Jadakiss, you niggas done started. If you love the money, then prepare to die for it. You know what I'm saying?
Earlier in the week you were saying like Ghost,
Raekwon, big on the Wu-Tang. Oh my God, don't get me started on Wu. Nah, for real. I come to bring the pain. Method Man and Raekwon, the chef, that was always one of my favorites. And the RZA, I've grown to like respect the RZA on a different level. As a kid, I just knew he rapped. I didn't really know he was the producer that gave the Wu that sound. Like
he was the conductor.
So understanding everything after that is just like, oh nah, it's the Wu-Tang RZA. Let me stop.
Did you watch the documentary on Hulu?
The
series
the
that they have?
Yes, I did. I did watch the saga,
bro.
The saga is fire. Yeah,
that's where I learned that from. That he was like the orchestrator of everything. Yeah, even though they're not fully to that point yet.
Yeah, I respect the Wu a lot. You know what I mean? Man, Fireside. Like I'm big on these engineers. Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, like Hov, Nas.
Of course, Hov.
You know what I'm saying? When I was 12. Come on, man, like Big L, like you name it, bro. Like I studied hip hop, and not because.
So really, that golden era is kind of, you could say, your favorite era.
That's really my favorite era of hip hop. Yes, and I can attribute that to like shit, my father and my mother, and like, you know what I mean. They never played no bullshit, no garbage. Like even like later hip hop, like the hip hop that was new when I was growing up. Like was all I heard. So a lot of like that what was the name of that tape that Method Man did? 421, the day after?
I'm not sure.
Never forget it. G-Unit, never forget it.
Yeah,
DMX,
G-Unit.
Never forget it. Even Ja Rule early, like I'm going to my little league games.
Oh, Ja Rule had shit on lock for a minute,
never
bro.
Never forget it, bro. You know what I mean?
People just
like,
love to clown him, but he had shit on lock.
New York Sound, the locks, I'll never forget it, bro. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Styles, man. That's my favorite member.
Styles P. Styles is a great dude.
Tough.
I respect all of them.
Yeah, definitely.
But you want to know who my favorite was as a kid? No funny? Sheik Luch.
Yeah, I was like, you better not say Sheik.
I said Sheik. I liked Sheik Luch as a child, man. Growing up, I respect all of them as artists. I respect anyone I've named on this show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I respect them all as an artist in their own way. Sheik Luch just had a certain level of energy that Styles and Jadakiss really didn't bring. Like, he was that nigga gonna jump on the track and yell, you know what I'm saying? And tell you, niggas really wanna die fucking with Sheik Luch.
Yo, and they said that like during their run in the beginning, he was the one that was really like still in the streets and in the field heavy. Yeah, like they said they had stepped away, but he was still getting in trouble.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I relate to that.
That's what I'll say. So it kind of makes sense.
It makes sense. You feel me? And then like looking at it from my perspective now, I can sit back and say like, oh, okay, well I get why. You know what I mean? I get why G-Unit, Get Rich or Die Trying was so fire. You know what I'm saying? The Bulletproofs and that G-Unit collective joint. You know what I'm saying? What'd he say?
Beg
my
for Mercy.
Buddy. Beg for Mercy. Yep. My buddy. You remember that? Yeah. Lloyd
Wherever
Banks.
I go, he
Young
goes.
fucking them. Hold on. That's...
Lloyd Banks is my favorite out of the group.
So like, yeah, there you have it. Like, I listen to all hip hop, and you know what I mean. Like, I'll attribute, man. I appreciate every bit of J. Cole. I appreciate every bit of Kendrick Lamar, Kanye West, super producer. You know what I mean. Pharrell, super producer. Timbaland, Missy Elliott, and them. You know what I mean? Amazing artist. Amazing artists.
Not just rappers or whatever genre. Those are overall artists. Exactly.
Super artists. These are super artists. And, you know, it's not bad. Like, I love Future's music, you know what I mean? I love Young Thug's music. Boy. I gotta be in a certain kind of mood to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I like to think. I'm a thinker, naturally. So the music I listen to typically makes me think. And if that makes any sense, it'll help you understand.
That makes complete sense, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My preference on music. Like, I want to, you know what I mean, think a little bit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I may want to think less than others. But, like, I like music that's thought-provoking, that'll last. I like soulful samples. I like great instrumentation.
So that would explain why you like Kanye.
I like genuine. I like stuff that's authentic. I don't like, you know what I'm saying, a fake rapper. I don't want nobody rapping about no street shit he ain't been through or no money he don't have or the whip he ain't in. Like, if you wasn't sitting in the back of a Lamborghini smoking or chasing this motherfucker through the city, don't say it.
Facts. Get creative. Be creative.
Be creative.
But then some people do that just to manifest it, though.
I understand it. There's a sense of, you know what I'm saying, life in the tongue. I get that. You know what I'm saying? They speaking into existence.
Speaking into the universe.
But my thing
touched on that earlier.
My thing is, keep it 100, bro. Just don't lie to me. Lying for what? Life is short.
So it depends on what it is that they're trying to manifest, pretty much, the subject.
I feel like you gotta tap in that creativity. Like Biggie, he sparks it up. It was all a dream.
It was all a dream.
And he talks about how it evolved into what it became.
Yeah.
So how you said it, it's really about the lie, how you set it up.
That's different from Young Thug saying he took 35,000 pills last year. I did the math on it. It's like hundreds of fucking pills in a day, bruh. It's a lot of pills,
okay,
bro.
He never said what type of pills, though. He could have been taking multivitamins, some fish oil.
You know what? I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I thought about, like, could it be? Or he could possibly be like, he could have been saying shit. Like, I was working as like I don't know. Listen, bro. I don't pop 35,000 pills. I don't pop any pills. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna listen to this smoking song by Meth and them that I can relate to. You know what I mean? Like, I remember that. I don't remember all those goddamn.
Some
smoke dizzle, some currency, fuck with currency.
That's my boy.
Currency. Big on currency. He came to Buffalo a couple times, and I was in school, so I missed it. I was in college, man. Thank God. I'll be honest, y'all. I got into college on a cold prayer, and I made it. 5 years. It took me 5 years.
Don't matter.
I made it to college, man. That shit was amazing. My father went to college and got kicked out.
What was your degree in?
I have a degree in business administration with a concentration in the music industry. I did a lot of like classes focusing on marketing and management and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? It pretty much just like designed me, like I was saying, to put everything on paper.
Yeah. So that's what has helped you be able to wear all these hats, because you already had that knowledge, whether through self-education or through the classes you took.
Exactly. I like to learn wherever I'm at, though. So I've taken my experiences from the slums of Buffalo to the classrooms of Fredonia. You know what I'm saying? I've been on campuses out in Howard and Fisk University, and you know what I'm saying? North Carolina A&T. I've been there, you know what I'm saying?
Right. That'll give you an edge on most.
And at the same time, I remember who I was, what I was, back before I left these slums, bruh. Because, you know what I'm saying, every time I get a call home, or call, you know what I'm saying, somebody back home is still in that, you know what I mean? So it's like, I was never able to just like get away from what it is I'm going through. That's humble pie too. It's humble pie,
realizing
bro.
No matter what position you in, you still have loved ones that are in the struggle from where you came from.
I'm grateful, bro. I'm blessed. I'm happy to be here, and I take it all in stride as lesson. You feel me? I just live to learn. I don't like to look at any experience as a loss. You know what I'm saying? They're all lessons. You just got to find the beauty in it. And the lesson in it and how it pertains to you. It's gonna be times where the lesson may not even be for you. You might just be there to help somebody else get through it. You know? But shit, bro, life is precious. You know? I'm here to make the most of mine. I felt like a great way to stamp and start part of my legacy was to share some of this humble pie, some vibes, a little bit of head nod. Let me talk my shit, hear what it is I be thinking about, where I'm coming from.
So what would you say your favorite tracks on the project are? Or maybe like top two, if you can't pick number one.
I'm gonna say the last two. You know, I won't say the last two. I'm gonna say.
So the first track is The Belly. Second is Never Wanna. Third is Deion Sanders, which you have the video produced by Camouflage Monk.
All three of those
Rain,
videos.
Vogue, and then Slime Way.
All three of those songs have videos. The first 3. Now the last 3 are unreleased. Like, you had to be really, really close to me within these last few weeks to have heard the last 3. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm going to say those the most, because those songs were sort of kind of like songs that I created off of like reactions. Like, people were saying, oh, they like this sound, or they like when I was doing that. And I'm like, all right, well, let me dig within myself and find something that's going to take that to the next level. And that's pretty much what I aimed to do with those last 3 tracks. I said the last 2, well, I'm really going to go with Rain. I'm going to go with Rain as my favorite track. The production on it, like I was saying, I did the production on that one. All of my writing is me.
Of course.
All in-house writing. Actually, let me go out there and just say it. If you need a song or something written or some production, ghostwriting is I'm ghostwriting. I am selling songs. Hit me up. But number 4, Rain. I think Rain is gonna be my favorite one because I talk about a part of my life. It may not seem big to a lot of people, but a part of my life that stuck with me forever, and it's still with me. You know what I mean? I think about it till this day. Like, yeah, Rain. That's it.
You have any merch paired with the project? Where people get that?
Do have merch. You can go ahead and follow me on Facebook. What's that? Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, we're gonna have all that
at
in
Finger
the vid.
Tribe. Oh yeah.
Lower thirds.
I've got some merch on the way. I've actually got some super surprises getting ready to come up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say super surprises. I'll be, you know what I mean? Like,
how long you have to wait? Weeks, months?
God willing, I'll be back here within the next few weeks so we can talk about something else.
Bet. Looking forward to that, my brother.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to say? You got anything else to touch on?
Any closing remarks?
Man, peace and love, happiness, prosperity, growth. I just want to share this project with you, your loved ones, the people around the world. Send it to a friend and tell them to send it to a friend. Man, leave them shuffle buttons on, let it play. It's not that long, so you know what I mean? It's only 6 tracks.
6 tracks.
Man, you got 30, 40 minutes, however long it may be, 20, 30 minutes. You got the time. You know, whether you on your drive to work, get ready to hit the gym, you want to wash a couple of dishes, go ahead, turn it on, just see what it is that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I want people to get themselves together and be ready to keep your eyes peeled, though, because I definitely have some surprises in store. I have some surprises coming up, super surprises. And, you know, that's all I'm gonna say, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't say nothing else.
All right, so, man, the No Label Convo with our boy King Trav, boy Nell.
Man, appreciate y'all having me,
Appreciate
man.
you
Peace,
for pulling
gentlemen.
up, bro.
Peace, gentlemen. Peace.
I got shorty busting moves like she model for Vogue. Never switching up, I'ma stick to the code. I want the money, the whips in the world, my nigga. Trav. Money, the whips in the world.